right. And it appears we are live. What's up, everybody? It's G Mr. Drew here to welcome you to another episode of the Andrew Glowczewski Experience. This is going to be episode 267, and we are going to continue these rocket launchers. And yeah, I mean that's basically it. You know what it is. At G Mr. Drew on all socials. Follow, like, and subscribe. gmrdrew.art, my website. No matter where you're watching this, that link is in the bio. Check it out. Hit me up through my website if you wish. And yeah, man, let's just get into it. I don't have too much time. I don't know how long this rocket's gonna take to draw. And I got Max Dude talking about some Marvel Origins stuff in the background, just going over artwork. So I don't know what he's about to do next, but yeah, that's how I'm living. Let's get to the art, right?
Making it not have as much input delay, from what I understand. Hey, yeah, screen flickering off. It is there. Okay, challenge sidebars, leave that on. Okay. So this is not the Dreamcast version. Does anyone know why this is not the Dreamcast version from even very early? Jesus, this feels great, dude. Oh my god, it's snappy as fuck. Does anyone know why this is not the Dreamcast version for the game? Because the music isn't fucked up. Yeah, the music in MVC on Dreamcast is like off pitch. It's got a weird sound to it. Okay, so I need to do how many takeouts?
Oh shit, they got the straight up Chun-Li
Okay, 15.
soundtrack on here.
Chun! Just took from out of controller, Chad, excuse me. God. Okay. I got some experience with that. I can actually unlock the damn opening movie. This is a great port, dude. Holy shit. It feels so good. So let's see what the in-game UI works like. Iron Galaxy killed it. These guys killed it for Capcom in the, what's it called? The early 2010s with all these ports. They're so good. Okay, I changed the title, chat, sorry. They're so fucking good. This uses rollback, it certainly does. Absolutely does. This has some of the best online netcode of fighting games in the PS3/360 era. So, if we go back to single player and then I go to Vault, we can buy that damn intro. Characters and movies. Okay, we'll let this run. I'm gonna go grab some water, chat. I'll be right back, okay? running up those stairs. I was excited. Shit. I was excited to come back and look at all this stuff because I haven't looked at it in so long. I want to watch that. You guys have to watch it. I need to watch it. So crispy. Yeah, we're going to do max difficulty onslaught. Don't worry. God, dude. Chat, can we explain this? Right? Can we explain, well, what's it called? Duo combination? I can't even remember what the actual title for it is. But holy shit, man. The game letting you throw all 4 fucking characters onto the screen at once to beat the hell out of each other? Really? Hi, Andrew, what's up? By the way, we tried, I don't know if you saw it, but we tried the code. This was over 10 years ago. We can talk about this now, right? Anyway. That's a funny story. Andrew, can I say that to everybody? I think Andrew, you're the reason why this exists. Oh man. Oh man, I have this from working on the game with you guys. Chat. Andrew's got a great story about the development of this game. On the opposite side of this is the Infinity version, the NBC, what's it called, the Marvel Superheroes part. But yeah, this was the, I believe, Andrew, not Andrew from the podcast, our friend, Andrew, from a long time. I think you're the reason this got made, right? You got this one put together? Shit, man. This is such a cool poster because it's Shinhiro. Look at that shit. It's Shinhiro down there. And they got Shuma in the back. Did you even notice him? I know, it's Mega Man 2 reference art. And sure, I gotta give you a mod in the chat if you're not a mod already. Anyway, yeah, I love this shit, man. This is such a cool poster. I made sure it never got touched by human hands practically. And I threw this in here. So that's actually stuck up on this wall back here. Yeah. This is so fucking cool. This isn't actually in the game, funny enough. So, I'm just gonna tell the story. He's like, regarding Marvel Origins, he's like, did I ever tell you that we tried to get Rob Liefeld to do key art for NBC Origins that used his quote-unquote bad 90s style ironically. But he was so busy, we needed someone else. And then they got artwork, which was done by another dude, Portasio. And apparently it looked bad without any of the irony. Oops. So they tried to get Rob Liefeld to do like a funny version, an ironic version of it. Yeah, Portasio, he tried to like emulate that. But then the problem was that it ended up looking rough without any of the irony. Oops. Video game development chat. Fight like a hero, play like a legend features Marvel vs. Capcom and Marvel Superheroes. Yeah, 2012. And you can actually see down here all the licensing for Strider is right next to. Here's the crazy part. This is in every single Marvel vs. Capcom game. They have to give credit to the people that actually own Strider. So check this shit out. See that licensing information down there? It's Marvel Studios, Moto Kikaku, and Capcom USA. Yeah, Capcom USA. Or Capcom Japan and Capcom USA. So in every single Marvel vs. Capcom game, they have to get the licensing rights for Strider Hiryu. Because Capcom like owns the games, but the actual character is owned by a manga corporation called Moto Kikaku. It's nuts, right? Nuts. It's like, what? And I always remember seeing that in every game. I'm like, who is this company? Like, why do I always see this game over here? I continue all the way to Marvel Earth. One. Hi. Where did you get that? I got it back when we worked on the promotion for the game. I got it from my friend Andrew, who actually got us the job. Way back in the day. Way back in the day. Yeah, I think they have a pretty good relationship with Capcom. I think that's the idea. And then Marvel Superheroes, if you press select. Goes for Third Strike, thank you, dude. First time I ever saw Marvel was in a pizza parlor here, and Let's Go Crazy in the corner of the shop. I would lose all my money my mom gave me to the hard-ass CPU, but it was worth it. I think I saw it for the first time at a Knott's Berry farm. And I was like, holy shit, what the hell is this? And then it was at the mall like the next day. Do we have the MSH opening movie? There it is. This is a really good port. All the sound effects and everything in the menus and shit. Obviously, game was very combo focused, right? Obviously, the game was super combo focused. I mean, Andrew, you can text me if you want. It has been almost 10 years, over 10 years now. We did this collection Iron Galaxy. I'm curious if there's any information about directly why the X-Men games couldn't be included, especially X-Men vs. Street Fighter for Marvel Origins, if it's what everybody assumed, that at the time Marvel was just not very focused on the X-Men brand, and they didn't want to do X-Men titles. I don't know if that's actually been confirmed or not, but this was a hell of a long time ago. That has obviously changed. That's changed since Marvel Infinite, which is nuts. That's changed in the past, like, few years. Yeah, Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter is also not here. And I think Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter isn't here simply because that is the least, quote-unquote, desirable versus game, like, at the time. Not a lot of people were screaming for a port of Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter, even though it has elements that I love, like the announcer and shit like that. I think its roster is pretty weak, and it's kind of a rehash of X-Men vs. Street Fighter in many ways. So for me, yeah. Gotcha. So yeah, even for my friends' understanding that worked on this game way back in the day, it's the same thing that we all thought, that yeah, they just didn't want to deal with Fox at the time that had all the licensing for X-Men characters. That was just too big of a pain in the ass back in 2011, 2012. And I remember Seth Killian specifically saying that he had to work his ass off, right? He had to work his ass off to get Storm, Sentinel, and Magneto into Marvel vs. Capcom 3. I think those were the three characters. I'd love it to talk with Seth about Marvel 3 at some point if we ever got a chance. Oh my god. But yeah, there was an interview a while back that he had to essentially work his butt off to make that happen. Yeah, Andrew's confirming that. Okay, cool. So yeah, that's actually true. Those three characters almost didn't make it. So, and he wanted those three characters because of... He wanted those three characters specifically because of Marvel 2. And that was like the legacy, the community legacy that got put into Marvel vs. Capcom 3 was essentially Seth working his butt off to make sure that Magneto, Storm, and Sentinel made it in. It's pretty dope. The game also had X-23, it had Phoenix and stuff like that, but those were like different, newer characters. We had Wolverine, there was obviously X-Men. There's like 6-something X-Men in Marvel 3, but I think there was going to be even less than that. When you actually hear, there's a great compendium on Reddit that talk about the characters that were going to be in Marvel 3 over time, that since the game didn't get the support that it needed, had to eventually get canceled, like the DLC and stuff that they were eventually going to add, but they didn't. And there's a lot of crazy shit. Like Dr. Octopus was apparently almost done. I don't know if that's true. I don't know if anybody at Capcom had ever seen or actually had any idea that Dr. Octopus was nearly a completed character. But according to many reports from Ryota Nitsuma, he was like a nearly finished character, and then they had to scrap him because of technical issues. Yeah, Miles Morales was also going to be in the game. This is Marvel 3, Chad. A lot of crazy shit. Apparently Psylocke, they didn't think she was popular enough to put her in the game, which is nuts. And, yeah, I'd have to go back and look at the list, but it essentially is a compendium back from like 10 plus years ago that goes over the different interviews that was made with Capcom employees and talks about how every character could make it in. You'd love to read that? Fuck, chat, hold on a second. I have to find this thread. Yes. All right, so here it is. Hold on a second. I'm switching displays. I'm going to turn down the music over here. I'm going to turn this on. Check this shit out. So, this guy's like, I was bored, so I made a list of Marvel 3 characters. I made a list of all the cut characters in Ultimate Marvel 3. I cannot confirm the validity of the information taken mostly from TV Trope Trivia section, what could have been. I'm able to identify believable sources and back this up, such as event hubs and official tweets. So everything was with a grain of salt, but this was essentially like the list of characters that were supposed to be in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, not MVCI. So Marvel characters, Venom. Capcom requested permission to use Venom, but Marvel didn't want him in the game. Deadpool and Shuma-Gorath almost shared the same fate. Deadpool due to a translation error, and Capcom practically begged Marvel to let Shuma-Gorath in the game. For some reason, Capcom always really liked Shuma. Silver Surfer wasn't put in because his board couldn't be incorporated into the engine. He fought without it, but he looked too similar to Iceman, so he was cut. The Fantastic Four, Capcom wanted to make them all one character, which would have been super sick. But Marvel didn't want that, so they wanted to use the Thing and the Human Torch. And the Thing was too similar to Hulk. Human Torch, 100% complete and functional, but he took up too much RAM and was cut to the game due to fire VFX. What? Interesting. But they might have incorporated a lot of this stuff into Super Skrull. So Dr. Octopus, like Human Torch, he was complete, even had a theme, but there were too many glitches with his tentacle attacks, so he wasn't done in time. Miles Morales Spider-Man would have liked him, but not enough time to begin development since he debuted in comics in 2011, the same year both Marvel 3 and Ultimate Marvel 3 released. Black Panther was considered to be an Ultimate, but was cut for unknown reasons. Juggernaut wanted to be in because he had distinguishable qualities from the Hulk. These characters that were considered to be in, chat, were most likely going to be DLC over time. But the problem with Marvel 3 is that its support was essentially cut very swiftly, right? At the Marvel 3's development was, Ultimate Marvel 3 was kind of like axed, like almost a month after it came out, and the reason behind that was because its launch sales were very poor, because they essentially sent the game to die. The game was, Ultimate Marvel 3 was sent out and marketed less than 6 months after the release of Vanilla, and a lot of people were pissed that there was no upgrade path. So these unknown reasons were because whoever was running the Capcom fighting game division at the time was just like, cut it, we're fucking done. Yeah, other reasons were the 2011 earthquake. That happened much earlier, right? That definitely had an impact that was felt later. But yes, it definitely didn't help that UMVC 3 did not launch with good sales. The sales of this game weren't great at the start, so they immediately pulled it. And it didn't matter that it took like a year and a half for its sales to become eventually really good, because the word of mouth for the game was so good, to the point where even used copies... Does anyone remember having to buy a used copy of UMVC 3? If you wanted to get it for 360 or PS3?
Nah, I got my shit brand new for Christmas when it released.
Coming out and they re-released Marvel 3. Do you remember this game was like $80? If you went to a GameStop, dude, a used copy at GameStop could be anywhere between $50 to $80. It was like, fuck, man, holy shit. $79.99 for UMDC 3 back in like 2014. It was like, holy shit, because they only made so many copies of the game. Holy crap, it was crazy. Cloak and Dagger, Multiple Man. I remember Seth Killian talking about wanting this character in there. Rogue, her personality and the nature of her powers would have conflicted with the ESRB. You know, even though we had Morrigan. That's a weird one. Yeah, that's a weird excuse. Spiral, she took too long to develop for her 6-armed, multiple swords, magic attacks. Psylocke, the team liked her and were itching to put her against Strider, but she wasn't considered popular enough. What the fuck? Spider-Woman, her storage, flight, and electrical powers were considered too similar to Trish. Some weird thing about, yeah, I don't know. Squirrel Girl, I remember this being a rumor. In a meeting, there were more raccoon people in the room than squirrel people, so they chose Rocket Raccoon. There you go. Loki was going to be in the game. Abilities weren't considered viable for a fighting game. That's weird. Mystique, her most recognizable gimmick is change appearance, and like Loki, not good enough. Makes sense. Vision, no reason given. A joke about how overpowered he be. I think the same thing applies to, there was a Scarlet Witch story at one point that said the same thing. Blade, this one sucks. Badass vampire with a big-ass sword and guns was themed too similar to Dante. Badass demon and human hyper demon hunter with a big-ass sword and guns. Would have been great to see him, though. Fuck. Kingpin is not interesting enough, losing the spot to MODOK. That makes sense. Black Widow, cut since the game had already enough gun people. The Hood, similar issue as Black Widow. And Captain Marvel, she was known as Miss Marvel at the time and sporting a different black suit, making it hard to distinguish her from Storm's appearance and She-Hulk's personality. That seems weird. Doesn't seem like an excuse. Here's a crazy one, is that Gil was rumored for Marvel Infinite. This guy's been trying to get into a Versus game for so long. Cut really late into development. He had a character model and somewhat working moves. Natsuma said Gil was so large and fast that it was weird for him to be rendered at the speed Marvel 3 was running at. Besides, Natsuma didn't want many Street Fighter characters. He was replaced by Nemesis in the place of a giant Capcom dude. Being much slower, his rendering was more appropriate. Ingrid, I don't know why. Oh, this is amazing. I don't know why, but Natsuma just absolutely did not want her in the game. All he said was, "You again?" Smart man. That's a smart man with a chip on his shoulder. What a smart man. What a good human that person is. To immediately thank you, Natsuma. I think we have to all hashtag thank you, Natsuma, for not putting Ingrid into the game. On a sec chat, I'm looking at Sweet Peas. Holy crap, Andrew. I can't show this, right? I can't share this, can I? Tell me if I can share this, because I think this might just be between us. That's amazing. Let me know. Text me back if I can. I'm getting some cool shit that I would love to share with you. So I can't show you this chat, but I can describe what I'm seeing here. What I'm seeing is a tribute art for Marvel vs. Capcom Origins. You know, like that Marvel 2, Mega Man 2 tribute art for Marvel Origins. They also had the Infinity Gauntlet tribute art for Marvel Origins. They had another tribute art that was definitely supposed to be a thing and it was done. This is finished tribute art, but it was canceled. It was not shown. I can't show it to you because this was an unapproved piece of artwork. But I can tell you, it was tribute art in the form of Street Fighter 2, the Super Nintendo box, and it was Chun-Li and Ryu are on the Super Nintendo box the same way where they're like getting beat up by Blanca. But Blanca is replaced with another character from the Marvel Universe. And it's another green character from the Marvel Universe. Is that Shadow Lady? Oh shit, it is! It's not Chun-Li, it's actually Shadow Lady. Ryu's getting his ass kicked like the Street Fighter 2 Super Nintendo art, and it's Shadow Lady fighting a big green Marvel character doing the same pose as Blanca. And it says, it's a Marvel Origins reference art, because that was the big thing.
That's
Marvel
interesting.
Reference classic artwork and video game art. Instead, you know what we got? We got that one. We got the Marvel vs. Capcom Origins Mega Man 2 artwork. So I think the Mega Man 2 one is a lot better. I think that one looks much, much, much cooler. But yeah, apparently, apparently Marvel wasn't cool with this one based on the way Hulk looks, and Hulk looks pretty fucking funny, man. Hulk's got a big, crazy. The thing is, like, the proportions on this old artwork aren't great. Here, I can show you this, guys. Right? I can't show it, but I can show you this. This is what we're referencing. This literal image right here is what we're talking about. Literally this image, reproduced and recreated to look like Marvel 1 Ryu and Shadow Lady and famous Marvel character with a very similar face. So yeah, that would have been very interesting. Anyway, I've never seen that before. Thank you, dude. If there's one day that shows up on the internet, that'd be dope. Yeah, I can't show it for like legal reasons, Chad. It hasn't been 10+ years, and it was artwork that was not approved, so I obviously can't like share stuff like that. Anyway, Darkstalkers. Many Darkstalkers were considered. John Talbane. Natsuma said that they're
Yo, Talbane not being in anything is insane.
Dimitri, his Midnight Bliss would take up too much time, and the team feared it'd be controversial, possibly increasing the violence rating and drawing flack from press, and that makes sense. That would also take a ton of work because you'd have to reanimate characters for every character in the game, and the roster's already very big. Yeah, this describes what Midnight Bliss is. Anita, an adult Anita was considered and even had concept art shown by the team. Natsuma hated it, claiming they'd gone too far and that she's just a kid. Wow. Props to you, Natsuma. Natsuma's winning points in my book. With every single part, this goes further. Donovan lost his spot to Shenko and Felicia. Oh my god! We lost the ability to get Donovan in a versus game over fucking Shenko? Oh, that bums me out, dude.
Damn.
All the male Darkstalker characters lost to the waifus. We got Shenko, Felicia, and Morgan. Oh, man. God, dude. We could have had this shit in a Marvel vs. Capcom game, Chad.
Yeah, Donovan's always a
We
badass.
could have had this guy
Donovan's a
in an
badass.
NPC game.
Yeah.
And all of his crazy JoJo-ness, you know? This could have happened. Damn it, man. Oh my god, it could have happened. This character's so fucking sick. Good lord. Good lord. Good lord.
Damn.
He's so fucking cool. I mean, he's 100% just JoJo, man. If you look at his, like, I mean, do we need any other... He literally just summons... He's literally just JoJo, man. If you needed any other ideas behind it... Oh, here's his appearance in Pocket Fighter. Anyway. Breath of Fire. Folu was a Japan fan favorite. There were many ideas for him, such as his energy sword, monster serpents, and shape-shifting dragon form, but that would have taken too much effort. The fact no one overseas has even heard of him puts a nail in the coffin. That's from, like, Breath of Fire 2? Or 1? Can't remember. Nina, which is Breath of Fire 4. Oh, wow. She even had her character model based on the first game in level 3 made. She summons all the other Ninas, like Mega Man's final smash, but was scrapped in favor of Firebrand. Ugh. Cat, a female staff user, was desired, but lost in terms of priority. Not like you've heard of her anyway. Wait a minute, wasn't there a cat? Hold on a second. What is this character? Cat, Breath of Fire. Yeah, this character got a costume in fucking in Street Fighter 4. This character literally is referenced in, I'm sorry, Street Fighter 5. Falk has a costume of Cat in Street Fighter 5. Look up Faux Lou. Hold on a second. Faux Lou? Oh, this dude! Yeah. Alright, I see. Yeah, the Breath of Fire 4 guy. Yeah, I see exactly what you're talking about. I see exactly what you're talking about. Yeah. I get it. I get it. I get it. I know. I didn't play the game, but I know exactly what you're talking about. So Onimusha Saki, the team made him an early phase character, but felt he was too weak and slow and couldn't balance him in time. That's probably because he was already in Tatsunoko versus Capcom, so a lot of work was already done. So they were probably like, hey, maybe we can stick in an Onimusha character. Samanosuke, legal issues prevented the use of this character. These legal issues were later resolved when Samanosuke and Onimusha were re-released. Samanosuke was in Onimusha HD back in like 2018 or something like that. I think it was on PC as well. And those legal issues don't exist anymore. So, funny enough, that technically could have happened later down the line. Red Earth, modeling a female staff user was desired, but in terms of priority, reasonable. I'll be honest, have you ever heard of her?
Damn, Mei Ling
Which is the magic
got passed up.
Despite pushing for her to be a rival to Doctor Strange, Nisuba couldn't convince the devs to include her.
Damn.
Makes sense. They wanted to put Chuck Green from Dead Rising, possibly to complement Frank West, near the top of the list, but cut for unknown reasons. Francisca Von Karma, Phoenix Wright, like Chuck, possibly to complement Phoenix Wright. And Ultimate, she was also at the top of the list, but cut for unknown reasons. This is the crazy one. Monster Hunter. No particular gender given, like the other two.
Oh yeah, it would have been the suit.
But cut for unknown reasons. From what I understand, there was something about Monster Hunter not showing up in the game because at the time, like the Monster Hunter division at Capcom was something very separate. And getting a hunter in MVC3 was actually tough because I don't think the Monster Hunter crew wanted that to happen. But funny enough, that later would be fixed in MVCI, where, I mean, I still wish that it was female hunter or male hunter, that they gave us like one or the other, but considering that MVCI had such a small budget, I'm not surprised. But yeah, like, yeah, the Monster Hunter team at this point said, no, you cannot do it. So here's the crazy one. This was the period of time when the Mega Man creator had split skied from Capcom and essentially left them high and dry on a couple of Mega Man games that never got released, including Mega Man Universe and Mega Man Legends 3. So Mega Man X was going to be in the game, but in a similar case to Miles Morales, they wanted him in, but there was not enough time to develop. X was considered instead of the original Mega Man because his adult appearance fit more with the Marvel characters, which makes sense. But didn't happen. There's a really great nod to the idea that Mega Man was going to be in Marvel 3. But like I said, they eventually lost support of the game and they didn't get time to develop more characters. Here's the reference, chat. Days of Future Past. Here is the image and the reference. I need to get a bigger picture. Yeah, there we go. So here's the Days of Future Past poster that's in Marvel 3.
Yeah.
And this has been ripped from the game, actually. This is actually the much higher res images because it's on PC. Anyway, all the characters are apprehended and slain. All the Marvel 2 characters are essentially dead and gone. And the only one that's not, that's like loose, is Mega Man. So there was already some hints that this shit was, Amingo is fucking dead. There was already some shit
Amingo is dead.
This was going to pop up at some point, down the line. It's just
Poor
that they
Amingo.
didn't get the time to do it. Come here, honey. Your teeth brushed? Yeah, did you just get your teeth brushed, Jenny? Huh. Yeah, we can go that one. Ripley. gotta turn into liquid, huh? What's going on? We're just missing hi to the chat. Huh? Hi, Ripley. How you doing? Oh, yeah. Look at that controller. Yeah. Dorothy, and thank you. Ripley's getting ready for bed. She's, I gotta look after her tomorrow morning. Fine. Yeah, that's a PlayStation 2 controller. You're actually moving the menus and stuff. You cannot delete the game, that'd be great. She's having a good time. She's having a great time. Yeah? Yeah? Huh? Making noises? So what I do? Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, oh, okay. Wow, my wrist. Oh, God. She can do an infinite now. She figured out Gambit's infinite already. Even a baby can do it. And I start touching things in her hand, she goes like, no. No, this is mine. No. I'm like, quickly check this out. No. She's like, it's mine. She's like, Dad, I'll figure it out. No helping me. Okay, jeez. Gosh, I won't help you. Good God. Now, what is all this stuff? Huh? What is that over there? Is it the chat over there? Huh? Going up and down? I'm not backseating her. I'm just trying to help. She's like, no backseating, Dad. No touchy. I got this. I'm gonna figure it out. The other day, she turned the air conditioning in my office to 96 degrees. I was like, it's very hot in here, honey. Yeah, Marvel vs. Capcom is the best, I know. It's like the best thing. Everybody loves it. They just won't bring it back. I know. I agree with you. I'm trying to do something about it, honey. Yeah. I know. Can I have that? So here, I can try taking it from her. And she goes like, no. But we have taught her to do something else. And if she doesn't do it now, you know, I've ultimately failed. Ripley, can I have it? Good girl. What a good girl. Here you go. So, when you put your hand out, she gives it to you. And you say, can I have it? And even though she's playing with something that, like, is not good and she sticks it in her mouth, she's trying to give it to the chat. Yeah. Even if she's playing with something and she likes it and she's like has a snack or something like Ripley, can I have it? She'll just give it to you. Thank you, sweetie. Daddy. Yeah. What a good girl. Chat, I'm going to go make sure the baby goes to bed appropriately. She might have to take this with her. She's ready to go though, right? She might not be a stick user. She might be definitely on controller. she thinks it's a motion plus controller. She can't help it. All right, Ripley. Can I have it? Good girl. What a good girl. What a very good girl. Just show the chat our game. All right, ready? 3, 2, up, down, left, right, chew, chew, chew. Right, left, chew, chew, chew. Circle, chew. Circle, chew. Up, down, left, right, chew, chew, chew. Right, left, chew, chew, chew. Right. All right, chat. I gotta go make sure the baby goes to bed. Give me 1 second. Say goodbye to the chat, honey. Say goodbye to the chat. Say goodbye. Say goodbye. Goodbye, chat. Goodbye, chat. No reaction. No reaction. Oh, she waved. I swear she waved. Sure, look. Bye-bye. 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 No. No bye-bye. No bye-bye, Stan. Bye-bye.
man, all this stuff is so interesting that he's talking about on like all this Marvel vs. Capcom 3 stuff. All the agreements and everything that has to happen. You know, you'd like to think that it's just like, oh yeah, it's obvious, and they make, you know, because of what the finished product is, you think like, oh yeah, all that is obvious, and it's, you know, would have been great to have this or have that, but, you know, whatever, it's good enough what we got. And then you realize like, oh no, they had all those discussions, the same discussions we're having after the release was had by the creators beforehand. And it's just, sometimes it's just like, man, what could have been? John Talbane not being in other video games is insanity. You'd think that, like, one, he's a werewolf with Bruce Lee nunchuck skills and all that other stuff. You think he'd be like a shoo-in, you know? And yeah, what he said, even like Donovan, if you can get Donovan and or D into the fighting games, but then it's like, yeah, he lost out to all the waifus. It's like you got Shinko and Felicia instead of Donovan, so it's like, all right, you get one guy or two girls. And it's like, oh well, two's always gonna be better than one. So yeah, let's go with the two girls, and it's like, ah, the waifus won again.
JK's still getting ready for bed. So, we went downstairs, and then she started crying. She's like, I want my birthday card. Why is your birthday card, huh? Birthday card from your grandpa. Huh, is that it? Just had to have it, huh? She likes this card so much that she always points it out and goes, ah! Look, you know my birthday card. She likes to swim a lot. Yeah. Who's that baby with the birthday card over there? Who's that same baby, huh? AJ's setting up. Yeah? Yeah. Dad. Daddy. 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 Yeah, happy birthday. That's what that says. It says, happy birthday, Ripley. That's from your auntie. That's from my dad. Wow. Wow. Just drew a picture for you. Oh. Yeah? Want to show it off? She's like, here. Can I have it? Okay. Look at this. Look at this cool Elmo card. No. Want me to check it out? Can you read what it says in here? Elmo's here to say hooray, you're turning 1 year old today. There you go. There you go. She really likes books, Chad. My God, dude. She, more than anything, we have to, like, she'll just put a book on her hand and go, hey! Like that. And then we'll have to read the book all the time, and she just goes, this is exactly what she does. She just loves it. So we can't, we can put on shows in Sesame Street like that, and she'll sit down. But she really loves books and things like that, like old picture books. Things where we have to, like, make up stories and stuff. You a little sleepy, honey? Yes, this is from Sesame Street. Sesame Street and associated character, trademark, and design elements are covered in license of Sesame Street Workshop. She doesn't like that story. That story's not as good. Need some X-Men comics for her. I don't know if she's gonna like X-Men comics. I wrote to her the trademark copyrights. She didn't seem to like it as much. Dad. Yeah. Dad. Can I have it, honey? Thank you. melting. No melting. Oh, okay. How about we give you the controller? No. The what?
Oh, I lost audio. What's going on? Yeah, I don't know what happened. Oh well. Man, what happened to the audio? Would have thought it would have kicked back in by now, man. I mean, my volume's on. Oh, he's playing Sesame Street stuff. So, yeah, that's definitely all going to be copyrighted, so, okay. I was like, what word? Why? Like, they're clearly making noise over there. But yeah, definitely can't be having Sesame Street playing. Can't be broadcasting that. Alright. And I guess that will be it for this video, man. We got another rocket down. And yeah, man. Let's call it at that. That's gonna be it for this episode. Got another rocket launcher down, and this was a big bulky one. I'm Mr. Drew. It's at Mr. Drew on all socials. Follow, like, and subscribe. Any and all support is appreciated. Even if it's just a follow or a subscription or anything like that, is all very much appreciated. If you would like to, I guess, support further, you may want to consider joining my Patreon, starting at $1 a month for just like general support. But if you would like to opt for like commissions and things like that from me, starting at $3 a month, you can get annual commissions, and they're all like character portraits and things like that. And there's plenty of options, plenty of tiers, and all that other stuff. Really trying to get to that independent status so I can quit, working for others and just work for myself exclusively, and actually get my manga going so I can get my animations going, all this other stuff. It's gonna be a slow grind, but again, with all of us, we can definitely get there. So yeah, again, I want to thank anyone and everyone who watches these things. The study series is almost over. We're gonna have like 2 more videos for 2 more rocket launchers, then we're gonna move on, man. Like I said, it's probably gonna end up being like environment art and things like that. So it is what it is. So yeah, that's going to be it, man. Check out my website, gmrdrew.art. Thank you for watching Andrew Glowczewski Experience episode 267. Love you all. Peace.